Something happens to you. The event ends, the people involved move on, the day is gone, but inside your mind, it is still happening. Every morning you wake up, and the event is right there, waiting for you. 3 years ago, a young monk named Veer experienced a sudden betrayal. A childhood friend he trusted completely told a series of lies to the people Veer respected most. They believed the lies. They turned away without asking a single question, stripping Veer of his reputation and his community in a matter of days. Veer retreated to a peaceful forest monastery to find quiet, but instead of joining the other monks in the garden, he sat apart. While his physical body was in a tranquil forest, his mind regressed. He spent his days in isolation, replaying the exact words that were said and the faces of the people who turned away. He was trapped in an internal loop. The external environment offered complete peace, but Veer used his own finite energy to keep a dead timeline alive. The body always reacts to the mind's repetition. Veer stopped eating full meals. He barely slept. He completed his daily chores, but his energy drained away. One afternoon, a younger monk sat beside him and made a simple observation. He told Veer that he looked exactly like a man struggling under a massive weight, despite holding absolutely nothing in his hands. That night, Veer couldn't sleep. The next morning, he sought out the old master by the stones at the edge of the monastery. He asked a specific question. How do you let go of an old memory that still feels like an active, present-day attack? This is the problem with unresolved memory. It uses a person up slowly from the inside, exactly like a lamp that is never refilled. The master listened in complete silence. When Veer finished, the old man offered no philosophical advice. He simply stood up and wordlessly led Veer away from the stones, down to the edge of the flowing river. At the water's edge, the master reached below the surface and pulled out a massive, waterlogged cloth. He commanded Veer to take it and hold it with both arms. The massive weight dropped into Veer's arms. Cold river water immediately soaked through his clothing and chilled his skin. The master began walking along the river path, and Veer followed. Almost instantly, Veer's physical condition deteriorated. His steps shortened, his shoulders dropped. He adjusted his grip, but his muscles began to fail. The master had successfully taken an abstract, invisible pain and given it physical form. The intense burning in Veer's arms was the exact physical equivalent of the exhausting work his mind had been doing for 3 years. Beside him, the master maintained a light, effortless pace. He was completely unbothered, while Veer's arms screamed for relief. The master looked over and asked Veer how long he had been carrying the cloth. Veer admitted it had only been a few minutes, even though extreme agony had already set in. The master stopped walking. He ordered Veer to halt and drop it. Veer let the wet cloth fall into the dirt. His spine straightened. The intense burning left his arms, replaced by a sudden, overwhelming feeling of lightness. The sheer amount of pain generated by the walk was entirely out of proportion to the short time he carried the cloth. Human exhaustion comes from the refusal to drop a weight, not from the physical nature of the weight itself. Throughout the agonizing walk, the cloth did not gain mass. Its weight remained a straight, constant line. But look at the inverse relationship. The past event is completely static, but the carrier's energy reserves rapidly deplete. The arms grow weaker. The master pointed out the mechanics of the inanimate past. That cloth has no legs. It cannot chase anyone. It only travels down the path if the victim actively agrees to carry it. Suffering over a past event is not a passive condition inflicted upon you. It is an active, exhausting daily choice to maintain your grip on a dead event. Veer looked at the cloth on the ground and did the math. The betrayal lasted exactly 7 days. He had volunteered to carry it for over 1,000. He turned his back on the inanimate cloth in the dirt and walked away, unburdened. That singular moment didn't delete the memory. Some mornings, the psychological weight still waited for him when he woke up, but Veer now possessed a learned reflex. When the weight appeared, he actively chose to leave it on the ground and step over. Look closely at your own life and identify the specific wet cloth you are carrying. Then make the conscious choice to stop holding something you were never meant to carry forever. Drop it.